In a world full of distractions, stress, and endless choices, ancient wisdom can still guide us with surprising clarity. One such source is Chanakya Neeti, a collection of practical teachings from Chanakya, the great Indian thinker, strategist, and teacher. His ideas were not meant only for kings and rulers. They were meant for life itself, for how we think, speak, choose friends, manage money, use time, and build inner strength. In this video, we will explore Chanakya's practical wisdom in a simple, modern way. You'll see how these timeless teachings can help you become more disciplined, calm, aware, and effective in everyday life. Let us walk with Chanakya and discover lessons that still matter today. Chanakya, also known as Kautilya, was one of ancient India's greatest thinkers. He was a teacher, strategist, economist, and advisor known for his sharp understanding of human nature and practical life. His teachings, called Chanakya Neeti, are not just philosophical ideas. They are direct, realistic, and deeply useful. They teach us how to deal with people, how to think wisely, how to stay disciplined, and how to protect our future. Even today, in modern life, these lessons can help us handle work, relationships, money, emotions, and decisions. Chanakya's message is simple. If you understand yourself and the world clearly, you can live with greater success, peace, and purpose. Chanakya believed that before trying to control the world, a person must first learn to control the self. Our habits, emotions, impulses, and distractions often decide our future more than our talents do. A person who cannot control anger, laziness, greed, or fear becomes weak from within. But one who builds self-discipline gains real power. In modern life, this means staying focused, resisting unnecessary distractions, controlling emotional reactions, and acting according to long-term goals rather than short-term mood. Self-mastery is the foundation of success. When the mind becomes steady, decisions become wiser, actions become stronger, and life becomes more meaningful. One of Chanakya's strongest teachings is about the importance of company. The people around us influence our thinking, habits, confidence, and direction. Good company lifts us. Bad company weakens our values and steals our focus. In everyday life, this means being careful about whom we trust, whom we spend time with, and whose advice we follow. Supportive, honest, disciplined people can quietly shape us for the better. But negative, selfish, careless people can gradually pull us away from growth. Chanakya reminds us that success is not built alone, but it is also not built with the wrong people. Your circle matters more than you think. Chanakya taught that words should never be used carelessly. What we say can build respect, create trust, solve problems, or cause harm. In everyday life, many troubles begin not from bad intentions, but from thoughtless speech. Speaking too much, speaking harshly, or revealing too much can damage relationships and weaken our position. Chanakya encourages us to speak with purpose, clarity, and restraint. This does not mean becoming silent or fearful. It means learning the strength of measured words. A wise person knows when to speak, what to say, and what to leave unsaid. In modern life, especially in work and relationships, thoughtful speech is a true advantage. Another practical teaching of Chanakya is to avoid revealing every plan before it is ready. Not every idea needs immediate discussion. Not every goal needs public announcement. Sometimes speaking too early invites criticism, envy, distraction, or unnecessary pressure. Chanakya's advice is simple. Work quietly, prepare well, and let results speak. In modern life, this can apply to career plans, financial goals, creative projects, and personal decisions. Privacy is not secrecy for selfish reasons. It is protection for your progress. A wise person understands that not everyone needs access to every thought. Silence, at times, is not weakness. It is strategic wisdom. Chanakya valued time deeply. Time once wasted cannot be recovered. A person may lose money and earn it again, lose status and rebuild it, but lost time is gone forever. That is why discipline in daily routine matters so much. In practical life, success often belongs not to the most gifted person, but to the one who uses time steadily and wisely. A good routine gives structure to the mind. It reduces confusion and helps us move forward consistently. Small daily actions, learning, working, saving, exercising, reflecting, create powerful long-term results. Chanakya reminds us, do not wait endlessly for the perfect moment. Use the day well. For Chanakya, knowledge was one of the greatest forms of wealth. It cannot be stolen easily, and it continues to serve us throughout life. But knowledge must not remain only theoretical. It should be applied with intelligence. In today's world, learning is more important than ever. Skills change, technology evolves, and new challenges appear constantly. A person who keeps learning stays relevant, confident, and capable. Whether it is financial knowledge, professional skill, emotional intelligence, or wisdom about life, learning strengthens independence. Chanakya teaches us to value education, not only for status, but for clarity and action. The wise person never stops learning. Chanakya's teachings are deeply practical when it comes to money. He understood that financial stability brings security, dignity, and peace of mind. His message is not about greed, it is about wisdom. Earn honestly, spend carefully, save consistently, and prepare for uncertain times. In modern life, many people suffer not because they do not earn enough, but because they do not manage money thoughtfully. Impulsive spending, lack of savings, and poor planning create stress. Chanakya reminds us to think ahead, build reserves, avoid waste. Use money as a tool, not as a master. Financial discipline is one of the most practical forms of self-respect. Chanakya had little patience for laziness. He knew that delay can quietly destroy opportunity. Many people know what should be done, but keep postponing action. They wait for more confidence, better conditions, or perfect motivation. But progress rarely comes that way. Chanakya teaches that action must begin, even when conditions are not ideal. A person who delays too much loses momentum, confidence, and valuable time. In everyday life, this lesson applies to health, learning, finances, work, and personal growth. Small action today is better than big intention tomorrow. The disciplined person moves steadily forward, while the lazy person stays trapped in excuses. Chanakya observed human nature carefully. He believed wisdom includes understanding people as they truly are, not just as they appear. Not everyone is trustworthy. Not everyone deserves equal access to your time, trust, or emotions. This does not mean becoming cynical or harsh. It means developing discernment. In everyday life, we must learn to identify honesty, selfishness, loyalty, manipulation, and weakness of character. At the same time, we need healthy boundaries. Kindness without boundaries leads to exploitation. Trust without judgment leads to disappointment. Chanakya teaches us to be respectful but alert, compassionate but not careless. Wisdom protects both the heart and the future. Chanakya knew that life is unpredictable. There will be setbacks, losses, failures, criticism, and uncertainty. In such times, emotional panic only makes things worse. A wise person remains observant, patient, and steady. Calmness allows the mind to think clearly and act properly. In everyday life, when things go wrong, our first reaction may be fear or frustration. But Chanakya's wisdom encourages us to pause, assess, and respond with strength. Difficult times reveal character. They also reveal who can think with maturity. The ability to remain composed under pressure is one of the most powerful life skills. Strength is not noise. Strength is steadiness. Chanakya's wisdom is practical. not sentimental. He valued kindness, but he did not support blind softness. To live well, we must be good-hearted and wise at the same time. Help others when possible, but do not destroy yourself in the process. Be generous, but not foolish. Be polite, but not weak. In modern life, many people struggle because they confuse goodness with the inability to say no. Chanakya reminds us that wisdom requires balance. True kindness includes self-respect, judgment, and responsibility. A person who protects their values, energy, and resources can serve others better in the long run. Wise kindness is sustainable kindness.
Chanakya's teachings always point toward purposeful living. He encourages us to think ahead, prepare carefully, and live in a way that supports long-term well-being. A good life does not happen by accident. It is built through awareness, discipline, wise decisions, and patient effort. In practical terms, this means developing character, improving skills, choosing wisely, saving resources, and acting with foresight. Every small step matters. Chanakya's wisdom tells us that success is not merely about ambition. It is about intelligent, steady, and ethical action. When life is guided by purpose instead of impulse, it becomes stronger, calmer, and more meaningful.
So, what does Chanakya Neeti really teach us in modern life? Master yourself, choose good company, speak carefully, protect your plans, respect time, keep learning, manage money wisely, avoid laziness, understand people, stay calm in difficulty, be kind but practical, live with purpose. These teachings may be ancient, but they remain deeply relevant because human nature has not changed as much as the world around us has. Chanakya's wisdom is not about fear. It is about clarity. It teaches us to live with awareness, discipline, and strength. And when practiced daily, even in small ways, these lessons can transform ordinary life into a wiser and steadier one.
Chanakya's wisdom continues to endure because it speaks directly to real life. It teaches us how to think clearly, act carefully, and live with discipline in a world that often rewards distraction and impatience. We may live in modern times, but the challenges of human nature remain the same: ego, laziness, poor judgment, emotional reactions, and wasted time. That is why Chanakya Neeti still matters. Its purpose is not to make us fearful, but stronger, wiser, and more aware. If we practice even a few of these teachings daily, choosing better habits, better company, better speech, and better decisions, we can create a more stable and meaningful life. Thank you for watching, and may wisdom guide your everyday journey.